Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do the naughty or nice tag that was created in collaboration by MJ at Reading This Life and Olly over at Criminally. It is after the holidays right now. It's the 27th, so Merry Holidays or Happy Christmas, Happy Chrysler. So yeah, I didn't know if I was going to do the naughty or nice version because quite frankly I'm a Gemini, so it comes and goes, but I'll just do like a mashup version. So the first prompt is what filled your heart with joy in 2022, and for that one I'm gonna do Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. Yes, that's it. And yeah, this is just like, it's a really cool story. If you don't know what it's about this little coffee shop. I believe it's in Tokyo, I'm not sure, somewhere in Japan. And it's a little coffee shop where there's a table at which you can sit and you can travel through time, but you can only travel through time. You can go anytime you want, but you can only stay there if you're sitting at that table in that coffee shop. And as in, like, you can't move while you're traveling through time, and you can only stay there as long as your coffee is hot. So it's really interesting. You have like, I believe 4 women go through the time travel thingy, and it's just really interesting to see the thought process behind like, when would you go and why, like what information are you looking for. I don't know, it's just really cool, and it just like, it's introspective, but it's also not like a full-on philosophy book. It's just nice, and it's a nice hug. It's a nice hug. Next prompt is what fictional book character is at the top of Santa's nice list? Oh my gosh, without a doubt this one was the easiest to answer, and that is Dobby the house elf. Oh my gosh, he's such a sweetheart. From Harry Potter. I know not everyone likes Harry Potter, but that book series is my childhood, and Dobby is such a cupcake. Oh my gosh, he deserves everything in the world. Okay, next prompt is, have you always been on Santa's nice list? Hell no. And I will not always be there, but that's okay. Next prompt is, show us the nicest cover from a book you read this year. Oh, Don Glacier, I'll put it up here because it's over there right now. And that's so far away. So pretty, I loved it so much. I loved actually, so I typically read in the train, like on the way to work. So I'll have my book out and then I'll have a few stops so I don't put it back in my bag. And I have to tell you, like, the book cover looks so good that I just hold it like it was a fashion accessory. It goes so well with my black trench coat. I mean, come on. Anyway. Next prompt is share a nice holiday. No, I don't think we have time for that, and honestly, I don't really have any good ones to share. Alright, next, what 2022 release would you give to someone who has been nice? I would probably give them Poking Holes by Juan Valencia, or our very own Plagued by Visions. So in all honesty, I haven't finished reading it because I had it on my Kindle and it ran out of battery. So far, I'm really liking it, and I think it's a nice book. One thing I like with short stories is you can just kind of like read a little bit here and there, like it's not a full commitment. See, like with me, my Kindle running out of battery, I don't feel too bad about it because I'm like, I know I stopped between 2 stories, so. And next question is, who is the nicest booktuber? Now, I thought about this one a lot, and I came to the conclusion that the nicest booktuber is Watson from Reading This Life. And that is because, okay, I wanted to give it to so many dogs. You know the nicest booktuber is not a human. Okay, I mean, that's just good. That's a given. But I thought about Watson specifically. I love Watson so much. He's such a cupcake. Plus, he reminds me of my dog, he died 8 years ago, but like, can you see him in the frame? Is he in the frame? Isn't he such a cupcake? Yeah, anyway, of all the dogs on YouTube, Watson's face looks like Oscar the most. That's Oscar, by the way, the German pointer, total cupcake. Anyway, so Watson gets the prize from me. Alright, let's move on to the naughty booktuber tag, or the naughty prompts. Number 1, name your favorite naughty fictional character. Easy, that was Maldor from the Songs of Maldor. Oh man, it's like such a weird book, man. No one knows what it's about, not even scholars, don't worry about it. But it's basically, it's like a philosophical take. I wouldn't even call it, it's supposed to be philosophical. It's just like, yeah, okay, well, we'll just leave it at that, I think. But Maldor is like the impersonation of pure evil, and he's, for most of the book, he's in human form, but sometimes he switches to, like, I think at one point he's a shark, just some other things, but for the most part human. And it's basically, the Songs of Maldor are different songs that talk about all the evil things he's done, and it's just really interesting because you get different points of view. You get Maldor's point of view, you get people talking about Maldor, and then you get the narrator, or I mean the author. I think there's a specific name for this, but you know when the author kind of like pulls away from being a narrator and he comments on the actual story, but like as an author? I don't know, I can't remember what it's called, but it's really cool. And yeah, I would, so it's very complicated to read. It's complicated to follow what's going on, so I would recommend it. First of all, if you don't have any triggers, because there's like every trigger in the world in that book. But also, I forgot to say this in my book review, and I have a book review about this one, by the way, but if you want a piece of this book, but you don't want to read the whole thing, which is totally understandable, I would recommend the 5th song. To me, it was the most easy to follow, but I think it's the most representative of Maldor to me, even though he's like a lot of people. And yeah, anyway, Maldor is the answer to the question. Next, what 2022 release would you give to someone who has been naughty? I would give The Book of Wonders by Julien Sandrel. Now, don't get me wrong, I really liked this book. It's a contemporary fiction that takes place in Paris, I believe, or somewhere in France, and it's about a teenager who has an accident, and he's basically in a coma, and his mother finds his book, like his journal, where he wrote his bucket list. And so, because she doesn't know if he's gonna make it or not, she decides to honor his bucket list and go through all the items. So this book is really cool, but the end is like out of nowhere, just corny as hell. And I just like, if I was the editor, I would have ripped out that last chapter and burned it. Oh my god. If you're gonna read this book, feel free to skip the last chapter. It's just, oh my god. I mean, it's just awful. Sorry, Julien Sandrel. I mean, I'm really sorry, but like, no. I mean, it doesn't even need it. The story doesn't need it. This is not a spoiler. I don't know. This is not a spoiler. But basically, the whole story happens, and then I guess it's more like an epilogue or something. But then the mother kind of writes a journal entry of her own. I guess she started her own like journal or whatever. But it's like, no, whatever. No, that was rude. Okay, next prompt. What author would you not like to meet in person? I don't think there's really any authors I wouldn't want to meet in person, like really not, but I think I'm gonna go with David Goggins on this one. I don't know, I feel like it made me do push-ups or something, like, no thanks. What naughty character deserves a chance to be on the nice list? None. So next prompt is, what is your holiday guilty pleasure? None. I like my chocolate and champagne, but I don't feel guilty about it. And the last prompt is, name a naughty booktuber. We're all naughty here. I mean, let's call it what it is. I'll tell you who is naughty is my freaking hairdresser, because, like, what is this, man? Do I look like a one-length person? I need choppy, okay? The bangs are good. I like the bangs. I hope you like them too, but this, I don't know what this is malarkey. I hope you enjoyed this tag. I hope if you're in the Midwest that you stay chill. stay warm, enjoy the rest of 2022. No, I'm gonna film another video before the end of the year. Never mind. Bye.